want to start quick, so we can begin immediately before we get to step down. So we'll have enough time to tackle step down. So let's get straight to the hot topics that we have for you this evening. Suspension of Ningi hasn't addressed vital issues in allegation. Peter Obi tells Senate. Say, on a suspend from today to tomorrow, it never ever solve any problem. But then again, budget now says, wait. There's fresh twists to budget padding controversy. Budget confirms Ningi's 3.7 trillion allegation. Okay. And still, of course, on the budget issue.
Still on the budget issue. This says Ningi was suspended for saying the truth. Says Bauchi's the governor. Bala Muhammad. So, of course, you suspended him for just saying the truth.
All right. Budget padding. Civic group Serap drags Nigerian Senate to court over unlawful suspension of Senator Ningi. I know that some of you be like, when you heard drag, and I go say, like, I pass my neighbor generator. No, it's not that kind of dragging. It's another kind of dragging.
And there is also good news in the air as Nigeria opens land and air borders with Niger Republic. Today, they lift the sanctions. Yes. So I wanted to also quickly tell us on that budget padding that Jarigbe, remember the man that made the comment, one comment like that. Yeah, he has said that the senator that said they didn't give him 500 million.
Exactly. So he has said that the 3.7 trillion naira was later discovered. As a suspend person, they can't discover the money back. How come? Well, and then Abaribe also had his own part to say, because Abaribe said, concerning the budget, he mentioned how senators share zonal intervention project funds. How senators share zonal intervention project.
And Abaribe has been in the Senate for how many years now?
For a long time, for quite a while. So, but let's move to other conversation. You did mention the opening of border, right?
Yes.
Interesting. So let's move to other stations. Student loan suspended for weeks, not indefinitely. Government says, that talk said they don't suspend that. This small thing,
5 billion naira student loan. Just 5 billion.
They added another 5 billion.
Or a whole 5 billion.
Okay.
And maybe 10.
Okay. All right. So we'll move on to other conversations. There's also this story about Igbo traders in Lokoja's shut down shops to protest against kidnappings of wives. Why only they kidnap our wives so we know go agree? That's it. That was it there. All right. And then we won't pay a dime to kidnappers as ransom. Federal government said so. In fact, still concerning that, President Tinubu has said, rescue abducted students in Kaduna without paying ransom. He orders security personnel. Lagos. These are
there is a story I'm seeing here about Bello El-Rufai and the interview he did last week. It's saying Nigerian House of Reps knocks Bello El-Rufai for denying receiving official SUV. Says every member has collected vehicles.
So including him.
He probably said he didn't receive any.
Oh my goodness. All right, so including him. Oh, I hope he doesn't get suspended. Because these are the hot topics that we have for today. Let's quickly take a break. I'll be right back as we begin to dissect the conversation one at a time. Stay with us. This is 90.3 Voice of the People FM. We'll be right back.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics.
Dear valued listeners, we believe in free speech, but with freedom comes responsibility. We'd like to remind you to be mindful of the power of your words and the impact they can have on others. As members of Voice of the People community, it is crucial that we foster an environment of respect as we desire healthy discussion and diverse opinions. So, how do you contribute to a more responsible and informed dialogue? 1. Fact check before you speak. Take time to verify the information you intend to share. 2. Respectful language. Choose your words thoughtfully and avoid derogatory or offensive words. 3. Encourage a healthy debate. 4. Lead by example as a listener. You also have a powerful voice. To be part of the conversation, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903 or send a WhatsApp message to 0700 903 9039. Words have
All right, Lagos, you are welcome back. It is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM from our studio. It is 22 minutes downside of 7 p.m. Let's get started very quickly with the rest of the conversation, shall we? Okay. So first in our lineup here, yes. So we have the story about the suspension of Ningi and the budget padding. As the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, P2B, said, the suspension of Senator Abdul Ningi by the Senate has not addressed vital issues in the allegation of the lawmaker. Obi said this in a statement via his ex aka Twitter handle today. In fact, let me quote it. It says, the first overall their alleged 3 trillion padded into the 2024 budget crisis raised by a senator still rages as the Senate's reaction of suspending the whistleblower has not addressed vital issues emanating from the allegation. So, bottom line, on a go suspend person will be serious allegation, but this suspension won't suspend and now it don't solve any problem. Has he answered the question? Ningi insists that if you follow what they have been doing in the National Assembly, that there is no evidence that there is a project and there is a reason and there is a location for each project. He said that over and over and over again yesterday. I mean during the weekend, and he kept saying that. He didn't mince words.
But he also had to apologize on the floor of the Senate. If he was so sure about his statement, why did he apologize?
Remember, after saying it in the meeting, he said that again too. After saying that in BBC Hausa, he said it again too, that he stands by what he said. Let's take a listen to him saying this again after the BBC Hausa interview. Take a listen.
And I also said, in the course of our perusing the budget, which Onanuga seems to have dwelt on, I say we have established beyond reasonable doubt about 25 trillion so far has nexus in the budget. That means there is money, and then there is project, and then there is location. Money, project, location. But we are yet to ascertain 3 trillion of that budget. We have established the 3 trillion in the budget. We have not established its location and the place. The intention of the Northern Senators as regards to the budgetary allocation was to meet the Senate President with our findings and subsequently meet President Bola Ahmed Tinubu with our findings. So if one is questioning our desire to relate with Bola Tinubu, how will I say that the findings of the Northern Senator Forum will go to the Senate President and then to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President and Commander-in-Chief? And you could see I switched off all my handsets this morning. I don't want any Northern Senator to come here. If it is a cross I have to carry, I'll carry it. I'm not afraid of anything. Anything. I believe in one God, and I believe power is transient. I'm not scared of any issue like suspension. I've been out of the Senate for 8 years. And people had to force me back. It's not an issue. Some of our friends were removed by tribunals. They're living their lives. If because I say what I will say, if because I said what I said, then I'll be suspended. So please be it. It will be an honor. And for me to be suspended by whatever body. The interview I had with BBC was never an interview for Northern Senators Forum. It was an interview for myself. I don't want people to castigate them. I want people to castigate me.
Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42.
All right, apologies. You did hear that from the senator himself, or the embattled Senator Samosei himself, where he did say that he speaks for himself
alone
and not on behalf of the Northern Senate Forum.
He was also the chairman.
He was also the chairman until yesterday.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and he was suspended. But we have other.
So still on the budget padding saga going on, civic group, the Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) has vowed to take legal actions against Nigerian Senate over the suspension of Senator Abdul Ningi over 2024 budget padding allegations. Recall that Ningi, who was chairman of the Northern Senators Forum and chairman of the Senate Committee on Population, had alleged that the leadership of the Senate padded the 2024 budget by 3.7 trillion naira. The Bauchi State Senator, who was the chairman of course, yes, he said that Senator Ningi was suspended yesterday at the plenary on Tuesday amidst commotion as the senator raised an order that Senator Olamilekon Adeola presented a budget padding issue and needed no back and forth on it. While the parties called for a probe into the allegation, some northern senators disowned the claim by Ningi, saying the Bauchi State Senator did not speak for them. Adeola APC Ogun West raised the motion that there was, an argument and addressing the 500 million that some people had and some people didn't have, and the whole back and forth that went there.
So we're going to address that 500 million stuff, right? But let's go straight to what Civic said.
So let me quickly react to give SERAP's reaction. Reacting to the lawmaker's suspension, SERAP described Senator Ningi as a whistleblower and that his suspension is illegal and that the organization will sue the Senate. That's what he said in their X handle, which was former Twitter. So we're looking forward. You know that SERAP usually have a lot of swings and court issues.
By the way, they won a lot of cases.
They sue almost everybody,
and they've won a lot of some of those cases. So that they've sued right to it. So and I mean, following this issue now, a civic organization focused on the Nigerian budget and public data budget. You may have heard of them. They've thrown their weights behind suspended Senator Abdul Ningi on the 3.7 trillion gap in the 2024 budget presented to the National Assembly. Now, the director and co-founder of budget, Shehu Onigbinde, made this known during an interview with Channels Television. I think that was today, stressing that Ningi was right if he posited that there was no detailed allocation in the 3.7 trillion naira, there was no detailed allocation for 3.7 trillion naira expenses on the 2024 budget. So nothing like that there inside, right? Now, speaking on the developments, the budget boss said there are statutory elements in the budget that do not have a comprehensive analysis. Onigbinde said the allocations of the National Assembly, National Judicial Council, NJC, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, and others do not carry a detailed breakdown. They just give them budgets. They no breakdown. This money go for this side. This money go this side. This one come this side. You would also see in the budget, there were some monies, amounts that were allegedly, allotted to the President of the Senate, where I think the Ministry of Women Affairs or thereabout, he got I think about a 250 million naira for freezers and all of that.
2.something billion naira.
Oh yeah, for freezers and all that. We'll get to that. But then let's go forward. He also added that the people have the right to know how the funds earmarked for the aforementioned agencies are being spent. So we're just looking about 3.7 trillion naira. He said, the budget for INEC, the budget for TED Fund, the budget for NJC, the budget for National Assembly, all the big money you give to them, why did you guys not break down what they will use their money for? Because the reason why it's a budget is to give us idea or the names of what you'll be spending each money on, so that the Nigerians will look out for it and say, they said they go spend 5,000 naira to use paint as National Assembly. They don't paint them. When we go see them. Do you understand? So why are we not saying that these agencies mentioned, TED Fund, INEC, NJC, National Assembly, why did we not see breakdown of their budgets? So he said around 2 trillion of the budget presented by the president is the government-owned enterprises budget. That's what he said. So he said, so if Senator Ningi says there is a 25 trillion budget, yes, That is the MDA's budget. It's different from the government-owned enterprise budget, which was now added. That is government, apart from the 25 trillion budgets of MDAs, like ministries, departments, and agencies, right? That are actually the agencies that operate the country, right? So he says that apart from that government-owned, then get their own 2-point-something trillion, money inside separately. So he said it is factual that he said that, but it doesn't mean that we are running two concurrent budgets. That's what he said. So there is different conversation that these or those projects should be detailed. TETFund should not just get an allocation, but there must be detail. What are you spending the money on? INEC is collecting a huge chunk of funds, but there is no public detail about what the funds are used for. You allocated a certain amount of money for INEC, but you did not tell us what INEC will use the money for when we're not having a general election. The same thing with the NJC, National Judicial Council. Even the National Assembly themselves. In the current budget, the National Assembly gave a very broad summary of its allocations, but there are no detailed locations on a granular level that everything can interrogate. It just give us, break and down, which, okay, so this one will do this place, it will do that place. So these are transparency issues, and if you put all these together, that is around 3.5 trillion to 3.7 trillion naira, and that's what Ningi is talking about. So he says, so if is what Ningi wants to interrogate, there are components of the budget where there is no breakdown that is very factual. So if you recall the Vox Pop I played of Ningi, he said for every budget, for you to ascertain, the efficacy of every project as allotted in the budget, there will be a project, there will be a location. So that there is no location for most of these. That's what he's saying. Well, he now said, what did he say again? He said, but the National Assembly needs to push back. We need a breakdown. What is NJC spending money on? Let us know. National Judicial Council, what are they spending their money on? We give money to the NJC and say, take it like that. Just carry them arbitrarily. Go. That's what are they spending the money on? There should be a detailed breakdown to the public, so we'll be looking out for it. On that point, Senator Ningi is right, but to look as if we are running parallel budgets, that is not right. That's what the founder of budgets said. Well, we look forward to that, but then it looks like we are not seeing an end to that conversation because
still on the alleged budget pardon, Bola Mohammed, governor of Bauchi State, says Abdul Ningi, the now suspended senator representing Bauchi Central, is one of the best out of the state. Ningi was suspended, of course, by the Senate on Tuesday, and because of what he said at the weekend, yes, that trended. Speaking after the State Executive Council meeting on Wednesday, Mohammed said he was saddened by Ningi's suspension, adding that the legislature is a beacon of truth. The governor said that the state government would do all it can to support the suspended lawmaker. Oh well, and quoting him further, he said, yesterday I was very sad that the Senate suspended one of our best from Bauchi for telling the truth, for standing up to be the beacon of the truth, Mohammed said. Equally, I do not know, saying further, what we will do, but we will discuss privately to see what we can do to support him, because I support whatever he is doing, and that is our best position, especially if what he is saying is the truth.
All right.
So in what way are they going to support him anyway? Does he need help?
Okay.
I wonder if
so from some images that have been making the round on the social media, there were graphics showing that 18 billion naira goes for Akpabio's constituency for agriculture. Now 18 billion naira, and then for the Ministry of Women Affairs, he gets another whooping sum again, and people are saying, okay, all of this money to you and your constituents, that's 2.5 billion is what he gets. In fact, that 2.5 billion was approved for Akpabio to buy freezers, deep freezers for his constituency. From where? The Ministry of Women Affairs. I'm like, okay, okay. And what would the rest get? freezers for his constituencies. Well, let's get back to that conversation again, as it's got to do with the budget now. The Oga that, as I wanted to say, that assisted the whistleblowing yesterday, but not really assisting the whistleblowing.
Which one?
The Oga that mentioned.
The one they muted.
Yes, the Oga that they muted yesterday. Yeah. So, yes, the lawmaker representing Cross River North Senatorial District, Senator Agom Jarigbe, says his colleague, Senator Abdul Ningi, should have tabled his allegation of budget padding to the Senate for discussion during plenary, instead of it to go and say it to the media. And it's not looking like all of us natives. But now you talk, so everybody collect 500 million now. So even though say you don't get your own, but say you yourself all of them are corrupt. Now you've been talking now. But let's go further to that conversation. While speaking on the matter, Jarigbe, who appeared on the Rice Television today, said the controversial 3.7 trillion was later discovered to have been captured under the GOE's Judiciary National Assembly, which is exactly what the budget guy is saying. That entire money, the fact that there is no proper or detailed explanation for INEC, Judiciary, National Assembly, that is where totally all those money there totals 3.7 trillion naira. And that's what he's saying. That's
a lot of money.
According to him, Ningi would have gone to the press, or shouldn't have gone to the press, to disseminate the alleged padding in the budget. He said for the number of senators that decided to investigate the budget and even get a consultant to look at it, they probably decided to do that before Senator Ningi, who is a leader of that forum, took it up. Quoting him further, he says, I don't think it was necessary for them to do that and even to go to the press. I think it would have been brought to the floor of the Senate to be discussed in our executive section. He discovered that when the chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriation explained that the situation of 3.7 trillion was discovered to have been captured under the GOA's Judiciary National Assemblies, those were in the first line charge. It was like an optical illusion. 3.7 trillion was a fallacy. It was brought to the floor of the Senate. The controversy would have been explained if it was brought to the floor of the Senate. But is that even enough? Because other people are also saying that other things also go down. Senator Baribe isn't different from that, because he also did speak. The lawmaker representing the Abia South Senatorial District, Senator Naya Baribe, has clarified the discrepancies in the sharing of the Zonal Intervention Projects Fund. So this is following Jarigbe's accusation yesterday, Tuesday, alleging that ranking senators got 500 million naira while he got nothing. Now Jarigbe, so Baribe, jumped in on it. So speaking on the same arise today, he denied receiving 500 million. That is, Baribe said, I not collect 500 million, no.
But he's also a ranking senator.
He said, however, he got 266 million from the money allocated to members of the National Assembly in the 6 geopolitical zones. Abarivo explained that lawmakers from some zones like the Northwest, which has 7 states, would expectedly get less than what he got, as his Southeast zone has only 5 states. He said, I have been saying that all fingers are not equal, and by privilege of office, certain people will not get, but not every senator gets an equal amount. These are 6 zones in the country, and every zone gets its own 10 billion intervention. Now, if you are from the Northwest zone, because you have 7 states, the senators will get less than me, who comes from the 5 Southeast zone states. My state, Abia, gets 2 billion naira. And if we break it down for both the Senate and the representatives, the senators or the Senate gets 40% and the House of Representatives gets 60%. So I got 266 million naira as zonal intervention. The person in the Northwest, who probably has 7 states, will necessarily get less, about 100 and something million. So it is not correct when we say every constituency must get equal amount, and that money that you said all of us collected 500 million, that's not that. So that means there's been money for zonal intervention, more like go and do constituency projects.
So the question is, did he also give detailed explanation what he did the intervention that was carried out in his constituency.
So you remember that there was a particular senator yesterday that was saying that the one that alleged that this is a northern issue, a northern agenda.
Senator Bamide.
He said there was a northern agenda to impeach Senate President Godswill Akpabio. You remember he did say that let's wait for 1 year. That this budget is for 1 year. If by 1 year we do not, all of us don't do a project, don't give you people street light and water.
And he mentioned
street light and water and street lights.
Water, street lights for 500
million. If we don't give you, then sack us. Shebi, when you tell us say one borehole and 500 million, we go believe you now because we cannot argue with you. Well, Lagos, that's I promise. Let's go to other conversations very quickly, please.
So this says Nigerian government, of course, has opened President Bola Tinubu has directed the reopening of Nigeria's land and air borders with the Niger Republic. The president had also directed the lifting of other sanctions against the country with immediate effect, he says. In a statement, Ajuri Ngelale, special advisor to the president on media and publicity, said, quoting him, "This directive is in compliance with the decisions of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Governments at its extraordinary meeting or summit on February 24, 2024 in Abuja. Nigeria had shut out its borders against the landlocked West African nation in the wake of the coup that sacked Mohamed Bazoum as democratically elected president on July 26. You also recall that Niger had made a statement that they were also going to lock down our Nigerian airspace.
Yes,
that's the reason why they had to
so that was before ECOWAS, held and decided to suspend, lift some of the sanctions.
And also, our president is the chairman of the ECOWAS, right?
Absolutely. You will also recall that their light was also restored. I think this week. Was it sometime this week?
They mentioned they gave a list. 1, closure of land and air borders between Nigeria and Niger Republic, as well as ECOWAS no-fly zone on all commercial flights to and from Niger Republic are open. Suspension of all commercial and financial transactions between Nigeria and Niger, as well as freeze of all service transactions, including utility services and electricity to Niger Republic. Of course, you just mentioned that. And freeze of assets of Republic of Niger in ECOWAS central banks, and freeze of assets of Republic of Niger, state enterprises and parastatals and commercial banks. Suspension of Niger from all financial assistance. This was what they did to them. So hopefully it's all travel bans and government officials and all of that. So hopefully things will get better, and I hope they will be able to come back to ECOWAS. I don't know how that's going to happen.
Those 3 brothers,
yes,
Burkina Faso, Mali, and okay. So let's go on to student loan matter now, because that's what has been trending almost all day. So you mean that you people, the only 5 small billion naira like this that you people give to students to manage and go to school, people have now said you're suspending it, that 5 billion.
They added 5 extra 5.
Okay, let's say it's 10. So that money now, and it's not even up to the missing 3 trillion naira that we're looking at. It's not even up to the money that we're seeing. How many billion that we? In fact, it's not even up to the money for refrigerator, freezers.
That's too
for the alleged money for the alleged money for freezers. For Akpabio's constituents. It's not even up to it. They get 2.5 billion. Okay, yeah, it's 2.5. But the one for agriculture is more than it.
Quarter of it.
That one will be your mate. So let's go straight to it. So the Executive Secretary of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Sonny Ijeoma, has assured that the launch of the student loan scheme has only been postponed for a couple of weeks and not indefinitely. So don't say it's been suspended or postponed indefinitely. No. He said this at the TED Fund headquarters in Abuja when the governor of Kwara State paid him a courtesy visit. Ijeoma said the delay in the launch is only to make sure that there are no complications in the proper implementation of the scheme and to ensure that the scheme is up to standard. Okay. Ijeoma's clarification followed the announcement by the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, Akintunde Sawyer, that the lawyer of the scheme had been suspended indefinitely. Now, lawyer Sawyer, in an interview with a television station today, said the loan scheme was postponed due to some corrections that were being made around the launch. Unfortunately, he said, I won't be able to commit to a specific date. We're sort of waiting to ensure that all the stakeholders are aligned to make sure that nobody is blindsided. Then we can actually roll out in meaningful, comprehensive, wholesome, and sustainable way. However, speaking in Abuja, Echonu said the loan has not been postponed indefinitely. There is just a little, small housekeeping, the cleaning cobweb that needs to be done. The president has, arranged. The president's arrangement is in place for the launch, so they said. But then everyone is talking about it. People say, first of all, wait, because by the time you look at the law, that the rules, the criteria that qualifies you to take the loan, it just means that everybody will not be qualified for the loan. How can you say that my family and I, all of us join together, have to prove that we don't receive up to 500,000 naira in a year for salary? Before I call it salary, how can you say that? So if, as I am like this, plus me and my entire family, our salary should not be up to 500,000 for me to qualify as a poor person enough to get the loan. Is that even a criteria?
Per annum. So some of those rules were just a bit somehow. People are like, what's going on here? So we do look forward to them correcting some of those things that people see as abnormalities in the criteria to accessing the loan, so that people who actually need it can access it and use it appropriately. Okay, so let's go on to other conversation very quickly, because we don't have time, so we can open the phone lines. We have very hot topic today, hot step down. So going to kidnapping case now very quickly, and the federal government is saying that they don't go pay shishi to kidnappers as ransom. Do you have that conversation? Oh, okay. So so President Bola Tinubu has directed that no ransom, 1 kobo should not be paid to kidnappers. No amount, no matter the pressure. And this was said by Minister of Information and National Orientation, even as he has charged the military to make sure that they do everything possible to release the girls. Now you recall that yesterday Shegumi was advising him that I urge you, encourage you, please toe the line that and
your brother, your person that you took over from, Muhammad Buhari, told in ensuring that he released the Abuja Kaduna train victims. Remember that particular kidnapping did at least swallow almost 1 billion naira in ransom. Different 100 million were paid at different times. So people are not saying and he said that he doesn't even mind, that he will lead the people that would go and negotiate with them. And he said that President Bola Tinubu should negotiate holistically. He should not be stubborn like Buhari, refusing to negotiate holistically with bandits or terrorists, as they rightly should be called. So Oga President is saying, we cannot do that. We're not negotiating with anybody. We will not pay shishi to any of them. Let them release these children unconditionally. This is an incident, just in case you're joining us, happened last week Thursday morning. Children went to their own school, jejely. 287 of them, primary, secondary school pupils. I pray that they get rescued.
I wonder how they were moved.
By food, they say they let them like ships
of children.
Right.
And still in insecurity matters, in a bold move to draw attention to the alarming wave of kidnappings targeting Igbo women in Kogi State, Igbo traders in Lokoja staged a 2-day protest by closing their shops. The protest aimed to highlight the incessant abduction of their wives by criminal elements who demand hefty ransoms for their release. Expressing their concerns, a spokesperson for the Igbo traders, who preferred to remain anonymous, revealed the digressing trend. Quoting, it was a protest by Igbo traders in, of course, Kogi State, and reacting to them, Mr. Sunday Ike, concerned trader, emphasized the pervasive fear among Igbo traders due to the rampant kidnappings going on in the area. However, following the interventions by government officials at the local government area, the protest was called off prematurely. Abdullahi Adamu, the chairman of the Lokoja local government, engaged in dialogue with the Igbo traders to address their grievances, assuring them of continued security and peaceful coexistence. Adamu's intervention led to the suspension of the project, of course. And we know that along that Abuja Okene road, that was when a transport company, a full passenger, full passengers were kidnapped. Yes. Well, I hope they will sort it out anyway.
All right, so let's go to the stealing of our crude oil, the thieving of our crude oil, because that's a very important matter. As the group managing director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, Mele Kyari, has said everybody join hand together for inside this crude oil tiffy where they go on. So that everyone is involved in crude oil theft in Nigeria. Kerry also said the company recorded 9,000 infractions in its pipelines within 1 year. Only 1 year. We catch different people, then we get to do, we discover different ways to release our oil. 9,000 of them. So he said this today, Wednesday, when the House of Representatives Special Committee on Oil Theft went to an oversight function at the headquarters of the NNPCL in Abuja. According to him, from 2022 till today, when me and you talk like this, the company has deactivated 6,465 illegal refineries. As if that's not all. He said, we have also removed 4,876 illegal connections to pipelines out of 5,570 that we have discovered. So he said, he added that the NNPCL was not sure if that was the actual number, because as he did like this, he like said the number didn't increase anyhow. He said some of the scale of the infraction that we're seeing is unbelievable. That is, some of this kind bad method they do, it fool our eye. We are not able to deal with it. When you remove one connection, the next day in the same location, someone will replace it. That is, if you come out one person where they suck our oil with straw, one corner, then bust the pipe, they collect straw, they collect up.
So
once you stop and today, the next week another one don't enter again.
That the military severally has been fingered, to alleged oil theft especially in the Niger Delta.
The military generally,
yes, and below.
So they've been fingered. Yeah. So it's obvious that the crude oil theft is almost an end-to-end issue in Nigeria. So he said it's very obvious that everyone is involved. Now, except me and you, my dear. I don't know if you're among, but I can vouch for myself. I promise about you, because he said almost everyone in Nigeria is involved. And I'm surprised that the people, a limited liability company, not a government company anymore, a private company that we handed our precious resources to, is saying this. You're helpless. So how are you able to give us account of how much oil you're sucking out, how much you're taking to also direct sale, direct purchase and bringing in fuel, and how much are you not selling to make money? I don't understand. So he further says that in most of these locations, they are less than 100 meters from the settlement. Some are even less than 100 meters from the local government headquarters. Kerry said that notwithstanding distance, these evils are being perpetrated unabated, adding that this makes it impossible to guarantee the production that would happen next year or the next year. He added that the key issue had been security, adding that the NNPCL moved to curtail the menace of pipeline vandals by incorporating all security agencies into a single platform, including private security. In fact, the contact say it is very obvious that despite all the integrity issues with our pipeline and our facilities, we have capacity beyond 2 million barrels per day without doing anything. But today, we are struggling to meet the budget estimated of 1.6 million barrels per day. This, by no means, is related to crude oil theft. Oga talked a lot, spoke a lot. Well, that's where we are. So we can't even tell if we'll be able to get enough crude to service the budgets that we have budgeted already. 28-point-something trillion naira budget. Lagos, these are the hot topics that we have. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions. Phone lines are now open. The WhatsApp number, for those of you just joining us, is 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338. That's the number. 0817-175-6338. That's a WhatsApp line. But then the number to call us on the direct call is 0700-903-903-903. 0700-903-903-903. That is the number to call us. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions. I promise you want to help us with some WhatsApp messages very quickly. Let's get started. Okay, and then there are lots of YouTube messages here.
Let's start. This says, good evening, VOP UC from Ijegun. This suspended Senator Ningi has something that seriously needs to be investigated. I am not happy the way they run this country, you're saying. Okay. So and this says, good evening, Precious. No matter the way the Senate wants to shut down Senator Ningi from making further clarifications and revelations on the purported budget padding, they should know that all eyes are now on them. Suspending someone without a forensic and empirical investigation on the subject matter is totally wrong. It shows that the Senate is afraid of Ningi and doesn't want him to say more things. Whether Ningi is right or wrong, there must be an element of suspicion in that budget, and his suspension was really shouldn't be that fast. You mean HRBC Muku is saying this?
All right. Hello. Good evening to you.
Yeah. Hello, Precious.
Hey, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. Tony Chukudi, where were you yesterday when I did step down?
Good evening, sir.
Where were you yesterday?
You're welcome. It's so good to hear from you after a long time.
Yeah, I noticed that you were yesterday on air, but the point was I was at work, so the time I wanted to call it was not possible. So, and I know that I can see the jubilation in Precious, the way Precious was just.
This is not fair. Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm not talking again. I'm not putting that in your promises issue. Go ahead, please. Welcome.
Who did this your hair is wonderful. Is a very wonderful hair you are carrying, Precious.
Hey, is it me a promise?
You're Precious.
I'm surprised that he's saying something nice about me.
Everyone likes your hair. I don't know. Probably the color suits you.
Plenty.
Everyone is complimenting your hair.
No, my promise. I know you will do the one that is better than this one.
Oh, Tony Chukudi, put mouth in the matter, Joe. I don't have strength. I know that nobody supports me here. Go ahead, sir.
See, Precious. So these people have all this money. So the Senate have all this money. There is something going on. Mr. Darlington was saying it the other day. There is something going on. They are attacking this senator. Whether some of them got the money lesser or the North has been handling Nigeria the way they want, because they have many local governments. The population in the North is not bigger than the population in the South. I said it the other time that even the same thing is happening in the Catholic Church, whereby the North has more diocese than the South. So how come that the northern part?
Hey, wait, what happened now? Network wants to disappear you. I did not off your mic, honorable. It's network that have off your mic, not me. All right, you may have to call us back. Hello, good evening. Can you help me turn up the volume of your radio, please? Good evening. Good evening, welcome. What's your name and where are you coming from? Yes, please.
Hello.
I can hear you. What's your name, sir? What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
All right, unfortunately, you can't hear me, but if you can, please do well to call back. Number is still 0817-175-6338. That is the WhatsApp line, 0817-175-6338. The direct line is 0700-903-903-903. That is 0700-903-903-903. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, hello, Precious.
Oh, you're back. All right,
so
very quickly.
what I was saying, So what I was saying is that all this money, these senators collected all these billions and millions with them. Not even one person can put one electric pole or one borehole in their community, or even one public toilet, and this will collect all this money. You can see that sometimes we are blaming the president, but why the worm that is eating us is all these senators and governors. So they collect, and our people are suffering. Our people are dying. They cannot even afford to pay for their maternity bills or for the pregnant women. It's so unfortunate. I wonder where they are going to go with all this money. Look at, I was just listening to politics today. They have the money. How much is that the Nigerian police collecting, or a soldier collecting?
And we're yet to increase minimum wage today.
What is the salary of a policeman? And the same police people are the one guiding them. And the same military are the one you want them to do wonders. When their salary is, I think it's 50,000 or less than 50,000. I don't know what is their take home. And a senator will go with such a money?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What is on the step down?
Very juicy gist though, because this one set my mouth full, and I need your expertise. So just calm down.
You hear
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay.
All right.
You join us on step down.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hello. Good evening to you. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's on the line?
Go ahead, sir.
Hello?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Please, you see, through what you are saying, you said that our president said that they are not going to pay any ransom. That is proper lie. I'm saying that it is lie because that is how they deceive us and say they go and do. They only wanted to share it so that people will hear that they say they won't want to pay any ransom. That the thing has told it the other day. Said that this time is not taking that they are going to do it.
So wait, why would you believe is it? Why would you believe it's a lie? Are you now saying that that's
to deceive people? I am telling you that they are going to pay ransom. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's your opinion. I mean, why do we believe that this may not be true? Does it mean that those terrorists are now stronger than a sovereign nation?
Well, you remember the past administration actually during the Kaduna kidnapping. Then they actually kind of negotiated and even paid
that
the
we got to hear later on.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, precious. Promise.
Sir. Good evening, sir.
I was saying whether promise no go say sir.
You're welcome,
my name is Joval. Good evening.
Joval, you're welcome. Go ahead.
My interest this evening is on this student loan. If they are saying that if your salary is not up to 500,000 naira per annum, that you are qualified for the loan. That if it's not up to that, let me tell. If your salary is 1 million naira per annum, that's 1 million naira according to the economic value of that money today is less than just 100,000 naira. See, when it comes to loan, especially student loan, if the government wants to get it right so that we'll have much more of our people, our children.
I think that network issue again. That network issue again. Apologies, Joel. Please do what to call us back. Are you there? All right, please do well to call us back. Let's rush through those messages now. Yes.
So this says, Precious, what do you expect from this government? INEC and the judiciary have their own shares in these budgets. Shows that they have done their jobs by announcing, Tinubu winner of the election. The INEC and the judiciary are the ones that give Nigeria. Excuse me. Okay.
Are you choking? Are you fine?
I'm choking.
Do you need water?
Dear Princess Precious, good evening to you and our discussant. Your discussant. Okay, in the house. The problems we have in the country is very bad leadership. We're talking about looted billions of naira and dollars unaccounted for by some recycled ruling class. Let the forensic auditors come in. INEC, NJC, Army, DSS are all arms of the APC. How do you mean? They can't and never will be accountable to no one, just like the government in power. Akpabio is not a good leader. We all know how he got there. Bad leaders everywhere. Student loan is another talk to pacify the people, but implementing the scheme will be a mirage, you say. And you said, I don't want to get angry. It's too early in the day. I need my head intact. Sammy from the United States is saying this.
All right. So let me go to YouTube where we have a lot of messages. So Mwinge Facility says creating to your amiable golden voices, or greeting, is that what you're trying to say, or what you try to say? He said we get hope hearing from VOP every evening. Man of Prestige says Akpabio is from my constituency and that has no, he said that there no road and no light and very poor people. I don't believe you. No. With all this money we see, over 800 billion, they say, okay, what is he getting those stuffs for? Akpabio is shy. Don't say that now. Kena Ezike says Lingi has been a senator for 17 years. Please, what kind of fermented brukutu? Oh God, he said that made him to stand for truth, and this time around, God bless him. That is for the first time. Man of Precious says, how are these people different from Yahoo boys? Guys, you guys be coming down now. Tony says, but student loan suspension and they are, docile for life, while senators are sharing loot. And Man of Prestige, what do you need road and lights for, while all of us are regarded as animal? You guys be coming down.
All right, Leo from Fagba Leo from Lagos says, good evening, Precious. Senate suspended Ningi for speaking the truth. And because of the suspension of Ningi, then if possible, the Senate should be scrapped because the lawmakers are busy doing absolutely nothing.
All right, then Tony then says student loan only suffer a little glitch. That's what you said. Is it a little glitch like INEC? Wow. Master Prince says, please tell Melekiari that he should name names, as I'm about to take his name to my village, since he included me and those that and those that are of me know very well that I am not involved. Since he said all of us are there, so you won't take her to your village shrine. Make you ascertain whether that's true or false.
This says, Precious, we can join issues with Senator Ningi as much as we care, but take or leave it. Below are thorny fundamental issues that no one seems to have answers to in Nigeria. And he mentioned one, fixing of the refinery, crude oil theft, budget padding, constitutional review, bicameral legislature, state policing, local government financial autonomy, recall of airing legislatures, electoral reforms, etc., etc., etc. You said Patrick Oyanta from Ikotunegbe saying
Chuka Ekwe says, good evening, beautiful, precious, and promise. Good to see you guys. I said it and keep saying it. Our government is the biggest. We say we have rights now, and Nigeria will never grow like this if we continue like this. That's what you said. And then Chilled Power says, anti-precious, where is Barrister Darlington? He's resting today so that he will gather all the strength he needs to face us tomorrow, and to talk with the people tomorrow.
Anudom says, Kiari only told us what others have stolen, but failed to also tell us what he and his cousins have stolen. All right.
And the people that were in the other senate that he was involved, what did they also take?
And they said, Sahid Barua from Okafor. Good evening, PMP. Good evening. Will God continue to expose all the enemies of Nigerian citizens? The expose from Senator Ningi is just the beginning. They will not stop to be exposing all their dirty secrets and gang up against us.
Right.
For Tinubu, during the opening of borders with Niger Republic is consequential. Those juntas just already succeeded in calling their bluff.
All right. Hello. Good evening to you.
Hi, Precious.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Remy.
Hi, Remy. You're welcome. Go ahead. Straight ahead.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's really exhausting talking about things happening in this country.
Sorry. But you know that we can never stop, right?
Of course, we have. What choice do you have?
Because if you stop, then you actually give those that you think are not leading you well the opportunity to kukuma do the way they like. So you must keep talking, and then you must keep educating people around you too. And that's why we're here. Go ahead.
And that keeps them on their toes.
Of course. And somehow they don't even like it that you're talking. They wished you didn't talk. So please go ahead and
they're
talk.
trying to clamp down on every means, every platform whereby people can speak about what's happening.
I'm glad you understand that we cannot stop talking, because it's actually our right to do so. Go ahead.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. We had to suspend the student loan. But from day one, some of us knew it was audio. You get from day one, it's an audio package from day one, because when they were asked how behind the student, they couldn't explain better. Someone believed it was just an impromptu thing. And they claimed there was money for them to buy yacht. There was money for them to budget for the first lady's office. There was money for them to spend on VP's residence. There was money for them to take people to climate summit. There was money for them to lodge when they went to Dubai. There was money to waste. Even recently, the Accountant General's office had a workshop in London. I don't know if you saw that.
Go ahead.
If they had the workshop at a hotel or somewhere around here, we did die. But it's like the mandate is just to keep wasting the money we don't have. They keep wasting. And they keep telling you there is no money to fund anything that will affect the common man. They will tell you there's no money. They will tell you subsidy is impossible. But they are wasting billions of naira willingly. It's as if there is this aim to like rid the country beyond repair. Because it's okay. Look at the case of the Nigeria as well too. When though some people are saying it wasn't his decision, that it was ECOWAS. We knew it was ECOWAS who was behind that. He happens to be the chairman. And we criticized him then that it was reactionary. The Alulia boy said we were too harsh, that it was good of him to do that. months after, what have we gained? We've lost more.
Thank you.
We just spent more on flight just because to avoid that zone. But now you are okay. It's like Niger won the battle all the way from say. And it's so unfortunate. Good night.
Thank you, Remy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Good night. Hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, Precious.
All right, Jova, welcome back. Go straight to the point.
Let me quickly finish my thoughts. I was saying that this student loan, if you put it together, any amount anybody is earning today that is even up to 1 million naira per annum is less than 100,000 naira in today's economic value. So loan should be given to anybody who can access it and be able to pay it back so that our children will be educated. On this issue of President Tinubu's comments that he's not going to pay ransom, we don't really care about how he's going to do it. Even if he's not paying ransom, of course, I don't expect him to say he will pay ransom. He's the president of Nigeria for that matter. But I expect a matching order, and I expect that however he wants to get it done, that these children should all be recovered. We don't care how he wants to get it done, but we want the children back.
Thank you.
That is all that I want to say about this. I wait for the step down.
Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, President.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Hello.
I can hear you, sir. Good evening, sir. Go ahead, sir. Good evening.
Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. My line of talk is on this our crude oil they are stealing. If you can remember, last during Buhari regime, we came on the cable TV. He called the army, all the army officers, and was pointing at them that they are the part of people stealing our oil. That they just posted that man from Abuja down to River State, and he started immediately stealing the oil. And it was that and nothing was done about it during Buhari regime. And again, this recent regime now, some Navy officers have been fingered of stealing our oil. So what the NNPC man is saying, he should search their mind and search themselves. Because no action is taken when big people, big heads, steal. But when small man steal, everybody will hear it. That is all I want to say.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. You want to run through some more messages quickly?
All right, this says, good evening, Sister Precious and Promise. The INEC man from Ushodi, Mafoluku. Precious, you now off your mic. Presenter like you're off your mic, Senator. Okay, whether they like it or not, it is what they sow that they will reap. Because once they manipulate the choice of the masses with lies, it will never depart from them, you said. And this says, Prince from Ilasa. Precious, your hair is making you shine like a diamond. Wow. Precious, are you Rihanna? Precious, nobody should talk about street lights with me, because my own street we have double street lights and borehole. So make this government no whine me. Other countries are living with the future. We are living in the future, but these governments are living at the past.
All right, so go to YouTube now. Uchi Azuzu says, Asuzu says, Pretty Precious and Promise, greetings. I always enjoy your program. Please, where has N? I didn't get that. Shield Power says, Lao. Okay. Dada Adebayo says, good evening, APC spokes ladies. Ladies, you people have joined Innocent Promise. I thought I was the only culprit. What do you expect from here? You said birds of the same feather, birds of the feather flock together. From presidency to senate, the judiciary is why Nigeria is the way it is, and going on. Oladewale says, vows not to give chichi to the terrorists. Vows not to give shishi to the terrorists. Maybe just words or does not really mean it. And then Uchazi says, please, where is Nedu from Switzerland? Nedu, where are you? He has not been calling for a while now. I missed hearing his voice and his contributions. Well done. My greetings to Faulkner and Remy and Tony Chikudi. Oladewale says, I thought he has a Jagaban, meaning a fighter, so he must be number one in the war, of fighting terrorism.
Okay, suspending Ningi is not the solution to the problem, and trying to shut anyone up is going to expose the Senate the more. It is better they own up to their mess and try to do things the right way, you're saying. And this says, good evening, Precious and Promise. Solomon Asika from Mushin. Wingi is Ningi, not Wingi. Is complaining because he's being cheated out of the sharing formula. That's why he will keep ringing until he's compensated. The whole story will die down. So let him continue ringing for now and reveal more.
Away. All right. A few more calls and we'll go to our step down conversation. Hello, good evening to you. Hello? All right, go ahead with your message, please.
Okay, good evening, Precious. I want to ask a question. Why do you think that the government will not pay ransom to some kidnapped children? Has it not happened before where monies exchange hands for the release of kidnapped person? We mentioned that earlier though. And we all know that the government is trying to cover up. Cover up what? God help Nigeria. This says, okay, good evening, Precious and Promise. If only all the pastors, imams, and traditional rulers will be vocal the way that most of us who sincerely want Nigeria to work, all these politicians will sit up and do the right things. Uchechukwu from Ukeafa said this.
All right, so on this basis, did you not see the news that people were arrested by Hizbah because they were eating food in Kano State? Hizbah had warned people, non-Muslims, not, in fact, Christians precisely, not to eat in public places during this fasting so that Muslims can concentrate and fast. So I won't be surprised.
This says, good evening, PP. What do you expect from and from presidency to Senate to House of Reps and judiciary? That is why Nigeria is in this nightmare. Birds of the same feathers will always flock together.
That's that. I think I already took that message already. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Madam Precious.
Good evening, welcome.
Hi, good evening, you're welcome.
This is Akuchinya.
You're welcome.
I want to talk about, I can't hear you, but I know you can hear me. I want to talk about Godswill Akpabio for the fridge and the generator. Maybe he wants to start a pure water business in his state. Yes, pure water business is now a big business. That is what he wants to start. Because for them to bring us budget for generator, that means they know that the country have no light. The law point right that we are dying in heat and we don't have no light. That is why they have a budget for generator. And since this year, nobody have heard about the budget that for the prison. Prison. Nobody has heard about that. And they are wasting money. They don't help them. For them to off the mic of Senator Ningi, that means there is a lot of things for that man to say for us to hear. That is all I have to say. Good night.
All right, thank you. So Senator Ningi's mic wasn't it wasn't turned off. It was out of Jerry.
So this says Michael from Bagada says, Precious, please, Nigeria has diplomatic relations with so many countries. Can't we appeal for military support from the United States? You're asking. Okay, and he says, Michael from Pava also, good evening, Precious and Promise. How are you all doing? See, Prepare, it's only God. Did you take this? Only God that will rescue this country. He used Senator Ningi to speak the truth after 17 years. Come on, Precious. These people have all the resources within their power to leave their constituencies and communities out of struggle and poverty, but yet they choose not to.
All right, and for Sunday says, good evening, Precious. I'm just watching and listening, but I pray that Senate President doesn't turn off your mic. Well, Lagos, let's take a quick break right now. When we come back on our step down conversation, a woman helps a rich or wealthy couple to carry their child as a surrogate mom, and after she birthed the child, they quarreled and decided to go their separate ways and abandoned the child for her and said, they do not care about the pikin, we're not interested in our union again. After she had raised that child for 1 year, they come back and say, we want our child back. What should she do? She says, at this point, I have bonded with the child. I have had affection for the child. And also, you breached the contract you had with me as a surrogate mom. So what do you think should be done?
Was there a written contract?
After the break, we'll come back. Take care. We'll be right back. Lagos, stay with us.
Have you been thirsty for well-nourished, yummy pizza and couldn't find one yet? What you ordered versus what you get, right? I understand. Let me introduce you to the best pizza and premium ice cream in town, all the way from the US. Romeo's Pizza and Cold Berry Ice Cream. sweet, so yummy. Visit the new Romeo's Pizza outlet, 22 Latif Salami Street, Ajao Estate, by the Lagos International Airport Road. For more inquiries, call 0816-320-9783 or 0816-321-0945. Romeo's Pizza and Coldberry Ice Cream. The light in every school.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
All right, Legacy, you are welcome back. It is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM with your girls, Precious
and Promise Leaders.
And of course, this is the Evening Rush. This is where we give you all the rishi happening in Nigeria. So let's get straight to our step down conversation. So on our step down conversation, a woman, of course, on the streets of social media writes, I am a surrogate mother. I helped a very rich couple birth their baby. Something happened and they got divorced after birthing the child, and neither of them wanted the child anymore. So what do I do? She says, I and the baby survived on the remains of the money they paid me. Remember that as a surrogate mom, some of them take their money in bits. You understand? So when you birth, they pay you up all your money and take the child. So whatever was remaining from what they had paid her before she gave birth to the child, that's what she and the child survived.
So meaning they abandoned her and the child?
And the child, exactly. So she says, I said that amount wasn't even enough for the first 3 months for them. So it was barely enough for them for the first 3 months. So what did they do? That it was a very difficult time and they managed. Okay. So following the story again, So following the story, she says, we survived on the remains of the money, and then even he said it wasn't even enough to go for 3 months, but we survived all the same. And then she says, she says they abandoned the child. The couple came back and then started asking for their child. So what should she do? Now, for those who do not know what surrogacy is, this child does not share her DNA. You know, that's what science says, right? Yes. And then what else do I need? Let me even go through the story again. She says, she said, I bonded so well with the child because we do practically everything together and in the same space all the time. And then the couple are back together after a year and they want their child back. And she says, I love her so much and can't let go of her. That is the baby girl. What do I do? Now, for those who are unaware about, how surrogacy work, so surrogacy is basically helping people incubate the child. The husband and wife, the husband has the sperm, the wife has the egg, so they get it fertilized, and through IVF, she just incubates the child and her body carries the child. But that child does not practically share her DNA because she's just a surrogate. So the question now is, what should she do, understanding that the child is not hers? Some people are saying of the opinion that there was a breach of contract.
Of course, because and when you breach a contract, you have to forfeit the benefits.
God bless you. So if
they already breached the contract, they didn't keep to their side of the bargain. That's the first mistake. But
You're doing very well.
The child doesn't have a DNA anywhere.
God bless you.
That's where the problem is.
God bless you. So that's exactly where the problem is. The child does not belong to her. But if we also look at laws, that's one of the reasons why I'm angry. And when I think Basket Mouth today did ask a question that what exactly do the senators do?
Yeah,
right? Because when other countries are having laws that really, really work for them and okay, waiting be the
they share 500 million.
Do you understand? Because according to the law of Nigeria, the person who is the mother of the child is the person who carried the child in the stomach. Now, our law have not advanced enough to make a space for surrogacy. To know that you can carry a child in your stomach, but you may not be the mother of that child. Our law hasn't advanced. At least much I know about Nigerian law. It is a person who carries the child.
But
that is the mother of the child in Nigeria.
To be educated to the point of accepting to be a surrogate mom, you should be knowledgeable enough to know the T's.
No, they know. She knows,
and
that's why most of the surrogate homes would. In fact, some is even homes that take care of this. That's why some of the homes don't even let you know the families you're carrying your child for, to avoid do you know me at the end of the day. And then they always make you sign a contract, so you would sign and undertake that I am not the biological mother of this child I'm carrying. So that's the thing. So the question now is that what does she do? Because people are of different opinion. The people are saying, wait, there are different ways to look at this. One, the surrogate was abandoned for a year. That's a breach of contract. Once you breach a contract, just like Promise said, you forfeit benefits, right? Two, the parents are irresponsible because they abandoned their child. They have no emotional connection to the child. They claim to be parents when it suits them, and he says if it didn't suit them, they'll still have probably looked the other way. So he said 3, they've proven to be irresponsible, so they may do that again. And 4, by law, they are parents. By deed, the surrogate mother is the real mother. So they have to pay damages. She probably had to breastfeed that child, not able to work or marry or move forward, face all the inconveniences, emotional, financial, morally, socially, and otherwise. She did not elope. She was abandoned. They have to pay her money. But then again, what should she do?
I wish we'd be able to hear the couple side of the story,
all right,
to balance it.
But waiting will make you abandon person where you give picking, make it carry for you. Well, Lagos phone lines are open. But before we open your phone line, Senator Mike is here. I will not off your mic, Honorable Mike. Oh, Mike, I'll not off your mic. Mike, welcome, Mike. So if you were this girl, what would you do?
This is a very, very, it's a conundrum, I must say. Very, very.
Don't carry grammar. Go ahead. No, I don't know. Just go ahead. I don't want to say what I heard. Just go ahead.
All right. To the pure, all things are pure.
I am very pure, and that's why all things are pure. So go ahead.
Okay. So, man, especially when you said someone has formed a bond with that child.
It's natural. Remember, she carried that child.
Exactly.
But she also signed a contract.
Exactly.
That's
but
the thing.
Then there was something Precious mentioned. There was a breach of a contract. There was a particular. It should be stipulated at what time the couple should come and take the child.
No, usually they take the child at birth.
So another thing is there even was there a contract?
Yeah, there's always a contract for every surrogacy. Always. That's
so why did they abandon the child for a year?
God bless you. So that's where the fault is. There's always a contract for every surrogacy. It is not a surrogacy if there's no contract. So
now both of them have a case. Take it to court. She can fight for a compensation. She might lose the child, depending, but then she would not do it without a compensation.
Okay, so I want to wait for Obodo Igbo to come in, because some people are saying Obodo Igbo countries may even ask that the child actually be ceded to the pregnant, the surrogate mom. You know why? Because if they could abandon the child when they thought that it wasn't convenient for them, if they give the child to them again, they could also abandon the child.
Possible.
They are not fit to be parents.
But the surrogate mother, does she have what it takes to raise that child?
She raised the child for 1 year. Hello.
Yes,
hello, good evening. Let's take.
So let's also keep in consideration that we're hearing from just one person.
Which one person? Which two do you want to hear from? Did you not abandon your child?
That's
Mr. Tony Chukwudi, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Promise, what did you say?
Sir?
What did you just say?
I'm saying that the couple breached the contract. They already breached the contract. But however, the surrogate mom, the mistake a lot of surrogate moms make is having that bond with the kids. They're not your biological kids. You signed that contract.
Don't misplace your matter. You don't get time. Because which kind you sign contract?
This is not your child. This child will be taken.
Why did you abandon your child?
Your body was just an incubator for that child.
Oh, she's speaking grammar. Mike, please offer mic.
Now,
offer mic.
According to the law, the Nigerian constitution, there is nothing like a fatherless child. Every child has a father and has a mother. So you start with that. So biologically, there is a man whom that child belongs to. That's the So what I'm trying to say here is that to raise a child, an economist in the Western world will tell you it runs from 180 to 200 230 or 200,000 euros or pounds, anything you call it. And the same applies to Nigeria. To raise a child in Nigeria carries a heavy weight with the condition of the country now. I don't know how long the mother or the surrogate mother or the carrier had this baby. If it's
1 year now,
2 or 3,
1 year now, 1 year now, she said.
Oh, 1 year.
Yes.
So 1 year is not much. So the only thing that she has to do is to demand for compensation and give the child to the person that owns it. But we have not heard from, and just as Precious said, we have not heard from the other side.
How did I know you were going to support your promise now? How did I know?
He actually said mention.
I know it was you he was trying to say because I didn't say it. How did I know you were going to support your promise?
Okay, good. What I'm trying to say is that they have to. If I have to advise the woman, if I know the power, I will say mention the figure, and then collect the money, and then, because at the end of the day, the child will still do what this woman will still spend more in having this child. So give the child back to the people that and end the case. Tell them what they should settle you with. Let them settle you with. If they don't, that's where I will say, the carrier will then keep the surrogate mother will then keep the child.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Apologies. Thank you so much.
WhatsApp
so yes, so let me quickly let them know that the phone lines are open. WhatsApp number is 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338. While the direct line to call is 0700-903-903. Want to run through some of them?
Hillary says the woman should build a rich family 100 million pounds.
Yes, so in senatorial terms.
Wow. That's a lot. 100 million pounds.
In senatorial budget terms. Sorry, I wanted to say something.
She said, "Hi, Precious. There is no law backing surrogacy in Nigeria. Hence, I don't know how the court will judge this. So the couple have to have serious problems in their hand." Chris from Ondo State says this, and this says on the step down, in order not to prolong the matter, the surrogate mother should lay claim to damages that will cover all the expenses incurred for a year, and for emotional damages to her. Sahid Barua.
Okay, so yes, the person was correct by saying there is no law backing surrogacy, because as much as I know, it is the person who carries the child according to Nigerian law that is parent of the child, original
We're
mother
not
of the
even
child.
sure of
but
the law
however,
yet.
that's
not sure.
I'm telling you that I'm sure that by Nigerian law.
But there is also a place for DNA.
There is a place for DNA. I know, but I'm saying that
could also be tantamount to kidnapping.
So to ascertain the mother of the child
doesn't have your DNA.
We're saying this. Did she carry the child? Can she prove that she carried that child? Can the other woman prove that she?
The child doesn't have DNA.
4 lines are open, my people. Let me go to YouTube. Oja, I promise is again. She's speaking English. You go to court and go and defend yourself. So Ola Adibowale says, "What a beautiful country." Okay, he said. Okay, so you said a breach of contract, written or spoken, it is a contract, period. Whether they write up or they speak up, contract. Hello, good evening to you.
Hi,
John, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I listen to you guys, but to me, I think that story is not really clear to me because it's one-sided of a story, and for me, before I could jump into a conclusion or my own opinion, I have to read what the contract says in case there is a breach of contract in that contract. If there is a breach of contract inside that contract, it should be speculated there. However,
so in your mind, do you ever assume that a couple would employ the services of a surrogate and will not give a contract? That's one. And secondly, what in your mind do you think the content of that contract would be? That the surrogate should train the child for 1 year? Is that even doable anywhere in the world?
That's what I'm trying to say. My first statement.
So usually for surrogacy, you take your child, you take the child at birth. As you born the kid, they don't come out for your hand. That's what's done.
Precious. It's Precious. I said from the beginning of the story, it's not clear because we are listening from just one side of the story. The parent have to come and say their own side of the story, why they left the baby for 12 months. However, if it says to be like that, like what happened really does really happen, because everybody wants to say a story, they will say a story that suits their own side of the story so that you will have emotional compensation for them. However, this, if it is true, I will just allow the courts, or if they take her to court and everything, the couple will have to pay for pain and suffering and emotional damages. But however, we need to get the clarity of the story. Why would a parent leave the child for 12 months? There's I mean, that's the why.
It's not clear.
Not where. Why did they know? There's the why. What something happened, and that is the reason. We want to know what happened before we start arguing with one another. What happened that made them to? It's not parents' negligence. They will not know what happened. And we need to know. We need to read the contract.
All right.
It's a must. We must read that contract to know what's inside that contract.
Yeah, you go call police for themselves. All right. Thank you so much.
I know that's what I'm trying to say. All right. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. Can I from YouTube says they can keep the baby for a year if they want. The baby breastfeed. They can. Yeah, he said that can be in the contract. Okay, if they want to leave the baby to breastfeed with the woman for 1 year or more, I never see that type of. I can't give another person became breast.
All right, John says, Madam Precious and Promise, between surrogation and baby mamaism, which one do you advise we guys go for? Which one is less expensive and less troublesome? Which one do you want to go for? This says, good evening, Precious and Promise. Please,
Mike is here. Mike will answer that question. Mike, when you're done.
Oh yeah, go again.
Between surrogacy
baby mamaism,
baby mamaism,
which one is cheaper?
Which one do you think is fair for a guy to jump?
He said cheaper. He mentioned he wants
and less
to know,
stressful.
Yes,
is it
even stressful or the financial aspect of it?
Which one is cheaper?
Cheaper and less stressful.
Surrogacy or baby mama?
Yes.
We'll ask people that do it. I don't know. Do you do it?
Guy? Hello.
Which one is cheaper? Hey, you go to the people that offer the services now. I don't offer the
people offer baby mama services.
You don't offer baby daddy services.
So the question might not be. But the question might not be which one is preferable or something. Maybe that might be what he wants to ask.
I have to take it again. He said, which one is less expensive and less troublesome?
Oh, which one is less expensive? I wouldn't know. You can't meet people that offer
and less troublesome.
Less troublesome.
Yes.
Surrogacy versus baby mama. There are two different things. Baby mama. Surrogacy should be more expensive. Baby mama, you can just, it's more expensive now. Baby mama,
you can use love and sandpaper the person's head, and
but you pay for the rest of your life. Remember that baby mama, you pay for the rest of your life. You keep troubles.
But maybe there are two different sides of the story. But but I think that
I think one is more intentional.
Exactly.
Surrogacy is intentional.
Exactly. Maybe most of the time it happens.
It's contractual. Surrogacy is contractual.
But baby mama is by accident sometimes.
Yes.
You can just walk in on the road and then a car just
something hit on you and
you now fall pregnant.
You just walking on the road.
Like KG leaves the WhatsApp room. Sorry, I didn't see anything.
You just an accident on your way to somewhere. Just
and you just fall down. You now fall pregnant.
So you see that's why I say you fall pregnant.
Michael from Bagada says, prepare the woman should keep the child, raise the child, and afterwards she will have nothing to lose. How is she going to keep a child that's not even hers? Prince from Ilasa said, Precious, the child doesn't have her DNA. Precious, no evidence. She no go fit. She go explain tire.
How do these people talking about DNA? Let's not talk DNA talk. If we start, do you know how many people are training children?
No, this one is different. This is a contract. You don't want to break that table.
You don't want to go there. What's your own fault?
You will shout DNA. DNA does not make you a parent.
No, I'm saying maybe they are saying it because she was aware of the situation. She was aware of what she was going into. She knows that she was just going to be an incubator for this child.
Exactly. And she didn't have a problem with it until they breached the contract.
No, she said she bonded. She used that word.
She bonded because they abandoned the child.
That's not yours.
They abandoned the child. They abandoned the child for 1 whole year. So should she have treated the child badly and not bond?
So if they had not abandoned this child, I think there will still be that bond.
No, there wouldn't be.
I think she's meant.
If the child was detached from birth, if the child was detached from birth, she wouldn't have been. She wouldn't have had that kind of emotional involvement.
I think what's this popular actor? Bradley Cooper.
Yes, Cooper.
I don't know which of
he doesn't have a bond with his child.
Yes,
I read that.
I don't have a bond
with his child, his daughter. Yes,
she's now 16, and he said I had to intentionally go out and have. He didn't feel like he had a daughter.
So I've had a lot of surrogate mother. Surrogate parents say so. They say that I think it was Chloe that said. Chloe said that.
Chloe said that the Kardashians. One of them mentioned that. Look, I don't feel like this is my child. It feels like it's somebody's own. But you see, like I mentioned,
but they felt more bonded with the ones they carried.
With the ones they carried. But you see that you're a father doesn't mean you're a parent. For you to parent somebody, parenting as it were, is deeper than a blood tie.
So even if a woman gives you 5 children that don't share your DNA, you're still their father. You're still their father. Parent the child.
Going towards the DNA.
Leave
their father and rest.
About this man recently, we've heard that story. Someone says, I trained this child for 20 years, 15 years, and I found out that this child is not my child. And then we've heard stories of even men that went to commit suicide.
True.
Why? Because of they found out. You see, I said, the 15 or 20 years you formed with this child, that bond, that means it meant nothing. I don't know.
So they should cherish the bond and the moments that is shared.
So it's not just your semen that makes you a father.
All right. So
that makes you parent. It's deeper than that.
Brother, you're speaking.
So this says, please, let's stop this talk of hearing the other side of the story. Judge based on what the present.
God bless you.
Hello.
God bless you. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, welcome, sir. Welcome.
Good
evening, sir. Welcome. Sorry.
You're off with my mic.
I enjoy your program.
I enjoy you too, my brother. It's a mutual enjoyment.
Concerning the woman and the baby.
Okay, sir.
So the biological parents, they made a mistake by leaving that parent with woman for 1 year. Now the woman don't know how the baby is sweet now. When you know to have something sweet, he cannot remove this from the person's mouth. The woman is close to the baby now, and he cannot stay without the baby. So even if you give that woman 100 million, she cannot collect 100 million because she wants the baby. She likes the baby. It happened to me when I living with my small little cousin. So I trained the guy from small baby. When you grow up, finish secondary school, finish everything. And my sister wanted the boy to come back. For almost the whole night, me and my wife will cry the whole night. And I have my own 3 children. And as I'm crying, the boy is still crying that he's not going. At the end of the day, he end up staying with me in this Lagos after I could not go to mother.
Wow.
That's so sweet.
You see the true life experience.
Close to that baby, cannot leave the baby.
You see?
So those people, they find a way to go and find out.
Oga, let me ask you Let me ask you a professional question, sir. Don't go away. Do you think that if they had not breached the contract and had collected the child at birth, do you think that woman would have been feeling this way and this bond by now?
No, she will not feel it now. It's not like a woman that take her daughter to a small boy to daycare when the boy is small. So one daycare woman used to take the care of the woman. One certain time they started gossiping that the woman is not feeding the child well. The woman not took the child away from the woman, take it to another daycare. For 5 days, the baby did not eat from another daycare hand. Until the woman now they turn about to the first daycare, they normally took the baby. The baby at the moment they saw the woman, the baby laugh and begin to eat. And since then, the woman now leave the baby in the hands of that first daycare.
Thank you for teaching Mike and Promise. God bless you, my brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so. Finally, read message.
What's happening?
Before Precious.
No man, Precious. It's not wrong to hear your
She always wants everybody to support her. She wants people to support her.
Why you judge with one side, Precious?
Precious, for the woman, the contract expired the day she and the baby were abandoned. Now they have to return to they have returned to claim the child. A new contract have to be instituted.
Okay.
She will then determine what her claims should be.
Mom.
And they said, baby mama is more expensive. Okay, they are answering that question you asked.
Adewale says none is actually cheap.
Okay, this says, do you know, Precious and Promise, that in Igbo culture, that surrogate woman is the owner of the child, Uchechukwu from Okafa?
All right, Mike, what's your final thought on this before we...
like I would say, in a country where laws are upheld, that should be taken to the court of law, and I would say that...
You're saying laws are not upheld in Nigeria.
I didn't say you won't put
your throwing shade. You're shading us. You're shading us.
I say in the country.
You're shading us in a leaking canopy.
We get laws now. If you come out here with your car and you don't get particulars, they don't go hold you. Now law is upheld here. So please. So my point I'm trying to make is this here. I think that at the most she might just get a compensation. And that's what she could fight for in a court of law. But like you see in this life, there's side A, there's side B, there's the truth. Okay. You understand? Time to see pressure. I don't know how precious they can go. You say, I will go listen to the other side.
And laws are not also based on emotions.
So if they are going to go to court, they will not hear only one side. They will listen to the other side. Like I said, we've had many. Remember JAP issue with that young girl. We've had so many things that were emotionally that tugged our emotions so much.
People felt disappointed.
Once we found out the true story, we slapped ourselves. You understand? So imagine how Precious would have been broken at that first time when she heard that jam something.
I also believe there is more to this story.
Exactly. So if we find out what happened, it might just be that we might look back at what we said now.
All right. Yes. You want to say something?
Nothing else. I think there's more to the story. Like Mike said, the best she can get is if she's smart enough, she should just ask for a good amount of money.
No 15 other sides of the story. Did you abandon or did you not abandon?
Last.
Did you abandon or did you not abandon? So as I say now, those in favor of the woman not being punished or bonding with the child say yay. Those again say nay. The year have it. You don't remember. The year have it. That's what happened in the city. This town home is different. Okay. So I hear by the powers invested on me, I hereby say that Kudos Home have the floor. Kudos Home, go ahead and tell us what you have for us.
Good evening, Lagos. Good evening, Nigeria. Good evening, everybody. My name is Sunday Okechukwu from Kudos Homes Limited. Kudos Homes Limited is your favorite real estate company. We buy, we sell landed property for Lagos, Ogun State, city of Asaba, and Enugu. Will soon hit other cities. So if you did not mention your city, don't worry, we are coming, we're on our way. I will start by mentioning the areas that we have property, especially in Lagos. I will be going to Crude Villa. Crude Villa is located at Okeguni, Lekki, just 3 minutes away from the proposed international airport, and it's selling for how much? 11 million naira. So don't miss this one now. So buy it now that we are still selling it for 11 million naira before it hit 170 million naira, because that is where it's going in less than 6 years now. That place will be a kind of hot cake, because once the airport is done, in fact, you find it a bit difficult to buy land there. Land now will not become for those big boys in town. So buy a Kudos Villa today. Now I see selling for 11 million naira, and it comes with the title document of CFO. So subscribe to that particular package now. Let me quickly touch the one we have at Shiwe. That is, I'm talking about Kudos Town. Kudos Town is selling for 700,000 naira. In few days to come, like in next 2 days now, that is next tomorrow, Shiwe will be selling for 1 million and selling for today 700,000. So you can key to it with the initial deposit of 200,000 naira and be part of that particular promo. Let me reach Omuketu Ekpe. That one is 700,000 naira today. In the next 2 days, which is on this week Friday, it will be going for 1.2 million. So if you buy today, you'll be saving 500,000 naira for Omuketu Ekpe. So buy it now, 700,000 naira. Start with initial deposit of 200,000 naira. Excuse me. Let me quickly run our phone numbers to call us now and book for your inspection day. The number to call us is 090-590-47514. 090-590-47514. So let me quickly go to Agbowa Ikorodu. Here I come. We have a Kudos City Agbowa Ikorodu that is selling for 700,000 naira. So if you don't have Agbowa Ikorodu, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's one of the most beautiful estate that we have. It's already been fenced around, and the gatehouse is so beautiful. So, and we have give like first batch allocation, second batch allocation. So I want you to be part of the third batch allocation. It's selling for 700,000 naira, and the next 2 days now to be 1 million naira. So if you now, I will just call now and deposit 200,000 naira and start a journey of owning a piece of Agbowa Ikorodu Lagos. So let me read this out. I'm talking about Dobidonike Enugu, the core city. We have every estate to Dobidonike, just 5 minutes away from Godfrey Okoye University, and 15 minutes away from Caritas University, and 20 minutes away from Akanibia International Airport, and it's a dry land, and it's selling for 900,000 naira. That one too, the increment, we have fed that one too by next tomorrow to be selling for 1.2 million naira. So buy today and save how much? And save 300,000 naira. Buy Dobidonike is a very good place, dry land, very nice place. Buy and build a hostel, hotel, shopping mall, whatever you buy. Deposit 200,000 and start a journey of owning a piece of Enugu. Number to reach us is 090-590-47514. 09059047514. Here I am at Asaba. We have Fairview Estate, Admiralty Drive. Now Fairview Estate, Asaba now have phase 1 and phase 2. The phase 1 is almost rounding up and is still selling for 1.5 million naira. Next tomorrow it will hit 2 million naira. So the phase 2 that is facing Admiralty University, that one now is going for pre-launch price 1.5 million naira. Talking about a Fairview Estate, Asaba. 1.5 million naira for the pre-launch price. That is phase 2 of a Fairview Estate, and the phase 1 is just 3 minutes away from Admiralty University, and 5 minutes away from Coca Junction, and 15 minutes away from Niger Bridge. So subscribe, and they are all dry land, so you don't need to give excuse. So start today with initial deposit of 500,000 naira for Fairview Estate, Asaba, and start a journey of owning a piece of Asaba. The number to call us is 090-590-47514. 090-590-47514. Our days of inspections are Thursday and Saturday for Lagos, and Enugu and Asaba Monday to Saturday. And if you don't have chance in all those days, you can call our office and rapport with one of our officers. They can take you for Sunday inspection. So because we are dedicated, we want to make sure that you own a piece of land this year 2024. And when we talk about documentation, we do our proper check before we buy our landed property, so we don't buy those property that tomorrow after you might have built your house, and tomorrow government will just show up and say, this is our reserve area that we want to plant corn, or this is our reserve area that we want to train cow. You are leaving our land for us. So no. We do our proper search, and before we procure any land, we do our search so that there will be no any future problem. Because when it happens, it affects us as a company more than you that own just a plot there. So buying from Kudos Homes Limited, you have that rest of mind, shalom, you have peace of mind without no omonile wahala, no youth problem, nothing else. So buy from us today. Call us 090-590-47514. 090-590-47514. The website is www.kudoshomesLimited.com. Instagram Kudos Homes Limited, Facebook Kudos Homes Limited. Stop giving excuse. The month of March is gradually going. Very soon March we enter April, and before you know what is, we enter November, and 2024 will pack and go without achieving anything. Don't let 2024 be like 2023 for you. Please achieve something this year. As I always say, for you to be a lord, you need to own a land so that you can be called what? Landlord. Have a wonderful Wednesday night.
Yes, so Lagos, try make one of the buy land so that they can call you a landlord. And this is what we draw the curtain today on the show. Thank you to everyone who's made it successful. You know what? Go look at for my YouTube page at Precious Inyi TV. I am there. I had, an amazing discussion yesterday with Dr. Francis, Mr. Francis Chilaka. You should go see that. Prince Francis Chilaka, right? He's at Precious Inyi TV, Precious ENYI TV. That's my socials. Instagram is a Precious Inyi official. Twitter is at Precious_AU. Facebook is a Precious Inyi. Thank you so much.
And on Instagram, I am Promise Inyi. Twitter, I'm Promise Inyi, and Facebook, I'm Promise Inyi official.
You have to think of it a little bit more. Lagos, I love you guys. I love you so much, more than you think I do, right? I love you. For those of you calling me peace woman, that repent and give your life to Christ. Don't borrow it back again. I'll see you again tomorrow with Barrister Darlington, God willing. Have an amazing evening.
Have an amazing evening.
Good night.
Lagos.
Thank you, my people at home. My name is Papa and Mama Dada Herbal Ventures. Are you a man at home? You notice that before, when your partner call you once, before they go break, you answer her 3-4 times, but